Carolina coming in with the best record of anybody in this tournament. Although they're a 2 seed, they had to fight their way in the play-in round last week. But they're the number 7 team ranked in the country in the MCLA Division II poll at 11-1. That only loss coming to Charlotte, who we'll see in our second semifinal game later today against Appalachian State. Wake Forest is ranked 13th in the MCLA poll at 11-2 as they get their first start on offense today. Number 27, that's Mason Guida, who they like, and there's a goal to open it for Mr. Guida. Wake Forest takes the lead. See the Demon Deacons fired up to begin as they are first on the board. Guida, one of their key contributors this season. He has been injured for most of the year, but has finally worked his way back into the lineup after playing now the last 2 games for the Demon Deacons, and he gets started good early. It's a good start for Wake Forest. They really needed that to kind of get their composure in line.
Absolutely, yes. I was expecting Wake Forest to settle down their offense. I know that's how they like to play ball. They like to go in a 6-on-6 set, but that was unsettled opportunity that they took advantage of.
Hold in the middle there is fighting with Staley is number 72. Lucas Fernando wins the face for Wake Forest. So a good start for this Demon Deacon team, coached by Brett Hewitt on the sidelines, his 10th season at the helm for Wake Forest. They have never made the MCLA tournament, which is something that they can do with a win in this tournament this weekend. But they're looking for greener pastures here, of course, losing in the last 2 seasons, as we talked about, to Coastal Carolina. Wake Forest in the gold and gold, kind of an interesting uniform matchup there, Reagan, as Guida barrels over a defender, gets a shot off, but can't control it, and it's picked up by the Shants. Rolling out of bounds there, and nice job by Bjorn Sjogren to force out his defender. Number 44, Chase Yoder, was coming up the sideline there, and Sjogren did a nice job. Now inside here from X. A barrel down. Looks like Nate Seidel tries to move it to his teammate. Didn't quite find him. And now a shot that goes, that looked like it went off the side of the net. Wasn't sure there, Reagan, but either way, Coastal going to get possession back.
Expect them to push here. They have numbers.
That they do try. There comes a shot, the score! Big shot from Tyler Matheson. The junior out of Baltimore gets the shots on the board, and as we'll have to see on our cameras all day today, you're going to see some fun celebrations. This Coastal team, very much a high-energy program.
Absolutely. They're a very passionate team, very brotherhood team, and that's what kind of gives them their drive and allows them to continue to build that momentum and give them some success. Shot
on there by Matheson, assisted by Dylan Sass, the sophomore out of Smithtown, New York. And now we get back to the faceoff dot. Staley, like we talked about, one of the better ones in the country, and this time it's going to be a legal procedure against the Demon Deacons. So Coastal Carolina will get their opportunity back again after tying it on the last possession. What's the early jitters like for you as a player, kind of coming out there, getting the feel? It's a championship matchup, a semifinal game. You know, what do the players need to get used to, and how have you felt like so far the game flow has gone so far?
I think the guys are playing pretty hard right now. There's a few missed passes every once. Oh my goodness!
Oh wow! Like you said, that stopped you in your tracks right there. Beautiful shot by Chris Kaminskis, the senior midfielder out of Maryland, getting a little bit of funk on that one, and it's 2-1.
Absolutely. What a fantastic goal. He just slowly worked his way inside, got a great angle, and then threw the tricky pass to deceive the goalie behind the back.
It looked like he kind of bared down on that defenseman, using his size, really, to get inside.
Yeah, absolutely. He got the leverage point and slowly worked in until he got a good angle.
Another win for Staley here. And that's going to be the whole key to success for Coastal Carolina, who, by the way, one of the storylines that we haven't talked about yet that we'll get into as we go forward is the coaching staff, as that one gets thrown away and Demon Deacons will get possession. We've been used to seeing Chris Mango on the sidelines for a couple of years. He left the program this year. They hired Kevin Reardon, and Reardon recently left the program in the last couple of weeks. So the first chance for Matt Breslin in his first year, a former player for the Chanticleers, in his first game. It's probably a lot of pressure there in your first game coaching to be able to, win a title. That's what they're here for.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's tough position to be in for Coach Matt there. But I think he has a good grasp of this team as being a player. He's played with a lot of these guys, and even before he won that head coaching job, he was still an assistant coach. So I think he has a good beat for this team, and hopefully can lead them to some success.
Wow, that's a turned over back to Coastal Carolina as back and forth. We started off a little hot. Now a couple of turnovers have gone the ways of each team. Very exciting weekend we're going to have. This is our first of our 4 semifinal games as down the alley comes Dylan Harris, freshman. We'll have Coastal Carolina and Wake Forest for you now. The winner will play the winner of Appalachian State and Charlotte, which will come up next here on Atlantic Lacrosse Tournament action as Coastal avoids a turnover there. Good defense here from the Wake defenders, including number 21, Josh Miavitz. Turning shots away here is trying to get a reset here. They got to get the shot clock off. 1 second left. The shot goes off of a defender, and that is going to do it. That is going to be a shot clock violation. Good defense there from Wake Forest. Really learned how to pack it in.
Absolutely. Wake Forest prides themselves on their close defense and their ability to play 6-on-6. You can see it there. They're doing great getting out on hands, giving pressure to the ball carriers, and really disrupting their rhythm.
Miavitz, Graham Whaley, and Grayson Soper headline the defense here today as the referees are getting involved here. It might have been a shot clock reset that was never reset there, but we'll have to see what the call is on the field. By the way, the officials today, as we can see right there, referee Kevin Powell. The umpire is John Radetsky, and field judge is Tom Lang. So we'll have 2 Division II semifinals, the other one coming up right around 12:30 here for you. So should be an exciting day of lacrosse. And then later on, the Division I semifinals, huge top 6 matchup between Virginia Tech and Liberty as a great ripper of a shot coming out of the stick of number 0. That is, as we try to get that number, our rosters are a little all over the place today. That's Thomas Ham. Thomas Ham, the midfielder from Malvern, Pennsylvania. I think you know that area a little bit there, Reagan?
Yeah, absolutely. Malvern Prep and is one of the best high schools in Pennsylvania. They produce a lot of D1 prospects, so it's obvious there what the outcome was. It was textbook offense from Coastal. They were able to dodge, draw the slide, then move the ball around the opposite side for an open shot. Good
goal there from Ham, and good win off the face for Wake Forest, but it's not to be. Looked like Joey Sigler there was not able to handle it. And another turnover for Wake on offense. Oh, Coastal will have it again here. They are now lead 3-1, just underway here, about 8:48 to play here in the first quarter. Dan Zampano, Reagan Pritchett with you all weekend. We will be here. We've got about 8 hours of coverage today. We'll have another 6 or so tomorrow with the championship games coming. Stick is broken for a defender, and trying to take advantage of that was Chris Kaminskis, and shoots it wide. For Ham, that was his 19th point, 11th goal on the year on that last shot. So far, you can see the power of Coastal's shots. They are really able to take those outside shots at will.
Yes, absolutely. I know when we talked to Coach Matt earlier this week, they game planned that they want to get a lot of shots on this goalie and maintain possession. They've been able to do that so far early.
Back them down here. And good defense again played by Wake Forest. Shot underhand is wide. Looks like A.J. Rasmussen. Excuse me, that was Finn Sofield on the shot. A rolling in left-handed shot past the face of Jack Church, who's one of the best goaltenders in the country. And that time, Wake Forest was first back to the end line. So now they have an opportunity. And now you're down 3-1 here. You don't want to let this game get out of hand early in the first quarter because we know how good Staley is in that faceoff. So Wake Forest probably going to need to set something up right here on offense to get a goal.
Yeah, I think they should really slow it down. Their defense has been playing nonstop, and that'll be really important towards the end of the game when it's the fourth quarter, everyone's tired. I think it's important for them to slow it down, get a good offensive possession, pass the ball around the horn.
Thomas Harwell was looking inside. There's a shot as beating the defender was Logan Reynolds, one of the best sophomores that they have here. A lot of underclassmen highlight Wake Forest team, and Reynolds puts it home right there with a good individual play.
Absolutely.
Reynolds, a lefty, really qualified as the top attackman for Wake Forest this year. And with that goal, he reaches 40 on the season. So congratulations there to Logan Reynolds. Not always easy at that D2 level to do that. And good start. Chicago kid out from Evanston, Illinois. Face off another one for the shot to clears. They'll go right to the hole here. Good move, inside shot.
Oh my goodness.
And that one moves past. It's always exciting when we get to see a deep hole go for it. Andrew Macchio was at the doorstep. Coastal going to start running some of their offense here. It's worked out well so far. 3 goals to show for it. Running around the crease and then getting it up top. Inside, Kaminskis rolls off, goes back to the left hand. Good save by Church. And Wake Forest maintains possession out on a run. Good chance for the Demon Deacons to tie it up here as Nate Seidel will handle it. Guarded closely by one of the better defenders in the country, and Chris Flinspatch throws that one away. And now it's the Shots who are out in front. Ham buried. Oh, great stonewall play there by the defender. Grayson Soper was there to meet him. That's good defense, Reagan.
Absolutely. They played that really well, having their defensive middies get back inside behind the play and able to stop that fast break.
Around the corner looking for a shot. Nothing really there for Jack Cahill, and now they get it back up top. Rip shot goes wide. Dylan Sass on the shot. And I think that was a reset there. Church might have got a piece of it. Again, the officials might have to converse on this one as everybody's getting used to this field. We were on the field earlier, and you could see it's not quite lined up on the hash marks like a normal football field with the crease there. But some of the players were saying that before the game, that they had to kind of get used to the dimensions.
Yeah, that's really, really tough to get used to new lines on the field. You're used to being somewhere on the field, and you think you're closer to the goal or farther away from the goal. So as a defender, you kind of have to have that field awareness and build that and get used to that throughout the game.
It's the 4th year of this tournament at the ALCs. 4th year for this conference as well, as most of these teams are former products of the Southeastern Lacrosse Conference. And 2021 was the year that the ALC was born, and for the 3rd year, it's been here at Lynchburg City Stadium. Sass trying to work his way. Nice spin move, bounce shot. Church got a piece of it, but couldn't handle the whole thing. Now back inside. Great catch there. I think that was Kyle McCall in the middle. But again, Church, another great save. Still loose. Battle, and this is where the game is won and lost, isn't it? I mean, the GBs, that's a win for Coastal. Shot quickly with time winding down. Church was out of the net, and oh my goodness, that was a wild sequence, and Wake is giving the ball back. Church was way out of the net on that play.
I think he was trying to cut off a pass to an open man, and the Coastal Carolina player didn't recognize it right away, so he got caught outside.
Oh, dangerous pass, but it gets through to Mason Guida, who's just trying to protect his stick. You're right, Wake Forest trying to slow things down here just to get a possession. They've been playing a ton of defense.
Not only does Coastal have a fantastic face-off man to win them possessions, but they're playing really hard on the ride. Wake Forest is having some trouble clearing the ball, so they really just need to get the ball on the sticks of their offense and hopefully produce something.
Guida, lefty shot goes way high, and it's good through the goalposts. Looked like that one was deflected, but they'll maintain possession here. 30 seconds on the shot clock. Nate Seidel takes it from X. Trying to work on his defender, Flinspatch. It's a matchup that we're going to really look at as 34-on-1. Guida spins again, turns left, shoots and scores. Beautiful goal from Mason Guida, his second of the day.
27, goal for Wake Forest, unassisted.
That was a beautiful move. Split left to right to go down the alley. Sharks off to his defender, rolls back and shoots low to high to beat the keeper.
So job by Guida there. Very, very happy to have him back. Kind of the fire starter there for Wake Forest. You could see he's very slippery. How do you defend somebody like that who's able to kind of do a little face dodge and move that well?
The most important thing is trying to keep your feet under you, not shifting your own momentum too much one side, because the moment you try and do that, he's just going to slip right past you.
Shot goes off of a defender as Wake Forest wins another face-off and is able to get possession, but cannot convert. Coming down the field, Dylan Harris for Coastal, and they'll set up shop. Feels like Coastal's had the ball for most of this first quarter, but it's amazing. They just haven't been able to capitalize on some of their possessions. Maybe they do here. No. Shot is wide as Chris Kaminskis took a shot on the end of that, and he is down. As trainers will tend to Kaminskis. Looked like he took that shot wildly, and you could see right as he went down. Not exactly sure what happened, but hopefully he will be okay. As he gets up under his own power, that is a good sign for Kaminskis. As Matt Breslin and the other coaching staff will come out to check on him. Kaminskis, one of their better players. It would be a really tough blow to them, especially a guy kind of a two-way midfielder and really good at the ground ball game. He'll get checked out on the sideline as we'll get set and ready to go to restart. Always a tough moment to see one of your best players and brothers kind of come off the field like that. Always tough to respond sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, it's heart just stops sort of thing, especially when they go down like that. Doesn't seem like they're okay, so glad he was able to get up and get back off the field. It looks like he's putting his equipment back on, so we might see him later again in the game.
Coastal looking for an opening. This Wake Forest defense really playing well, and that's a really nice play. Again, Soper has been outstanding. If he can get the GB, this would be great, and he does.
Look inside. Oh.
Oh, had an opportunity, but again, the counter there, Chase Yoder made a nice play there. A couple nice plays by those deep poles. I know you love that.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting in hands, disrupting the offense, or getting the stick in the passing lane to knock down passes is always great to see.
Dylan Harris, the freshman, getting a lot of time here on offense. Coastal trying to move it around, figure out the puzzle that has been this Wake Forest defense. Shot, bouncer off the side of the cage, and Church doesn't even have to deal with that, as Wake will try to get the clear here. This has been one of the spots where Brett Hewitt has said we got to clean this up if we're able to win. That's on the clear, and that's a nice job by Wake Forest getting it in there downfield to Brogan Chikara as the pass came from Miovitz.
I think that was a smart decision there, pulling it out and letting their offense settle down. If they pushed it and something goes wrong, then it's right back to the defensive side.
Underrated part of the game is those clears and rides. Just to get possession for 80 seconds is so crucial. Wake taking it up top. It's kind of a 1-4-1 situation going on right there with them. Trying to get inside and stopped immediately by Patton. Didn't matter. Looked like he was in the crease anyway. And Patton, who hasn't really seen much action, hasn't been able to kind of get his stick to any ball. The shots that Wake Forest have taken have either been off cage or have scored. So it's probably good to get that ball back in his stick.
Absolutely. It's really important for a goalie's confidence to have some clean saves early and get the momentum going. If defense might hang you out to dry and let really close shots, then it's hard to get back into that rhythm, and it might affect you later in the game.
First save of the day for Patton, who is returning. Bethlehem, Pennsylvania product, one of the best, again, in the country that you're looking at with Kyle Patton. Outstanding game last year against Wake Forest in the semifinal. 16 saves in the win versus the Demon Deacons just a year ago. Final 20 seconds here coming up in the first quarter. 3-3 and a good, even matchup here between Wake and Coastal. Spin inside by Matheson, and it's Church with a save. Ball is loose, and a flag is down, and we'll get the call from the official.
I think Church is really keeping them in this game. He's made doorstop save after save, and there's a lot of shots that you would think would go Coastal's way that he's been able to stuff it.
Oh, that's going to be a cross check coming up against Grayson Soper. So now Wake going to have to deal with the last 12 seconds being down a man, and you might suspect maybe do they hold here?
I would think so, yeah. Even if you have a great guy like Dylan Staley on the faceoff who's going to win most of your faceoffs, you're going to take the guaranteed possession going into the next quarter.
And it looks like that's what we're going to do here to end the first quarter. Great beginning to our ALC tournament. It's 3-3 between Coastal and Wake Forest as we will come right back after this commercial break. Thanks for joining us here at the ALC tournament. So far, the goal scorers have been Tyler Matheson, Thomas Ham, and Chris Kaminskis, if you're just joining us. Those are the goal scorers for Coastal. Logan Reynolds got a goal in that first quarter, but two from Mason Guida, including a beautiful spin and switching of the hands. Lefty Ripper went for the Demon Deacons. First time we get to see a penalty here is just not so much time, as 12 seconds came off the penalty after the first quarter. Shot goes off the post, but back right out to a shot to clear. Still working it around. Also reset the shot clock as the sun peeks its way through here in Lynchburg. Oh, off of the stick of Chris Orton. Gives Wake Forest and bails them out. So Wake Forest survives the first man down possession, Reagan.
That was a great clear there, finding the open man, just getting it to the attackman right away, trying to kill off the rest of this penalty.
Yeah, Ben Snavely who's Mr. Do-It-All, according to Brett Hewitt. Excellent LSM, has played in this game many a time. Sjogren with a shot, and Patton easily takes it. You could look at Patton and how he's in net. He's a big fella, but he moves very, very just calm, cool, and collected.
Absolutely. I think both of his saves so far have been body saves, and that's not because he's filling up the whole net, but he's getting in the right spot in the right time, cutting off those angles and making it tough for the shooters to find a spot.
Listed at 6'3", 235 pounds, so a lot of man inside those bars. Well, another turnover here from Coastal on that clear. And Wake Forest will take possession. This is Ethan Haas with it. Gets it off to Bjorn Sjogren. Sjogren trying to work inside. Ooh, that looked a little dangerous. And they're going to call Sjogren for a ward, and it'll go back to Coastal. So a little sloppy to start the second quarter on both sides.
Ethan Haas on Wake Forest is a player I'm really looking forward to. He's missed a couple of games, so he's not leading their team in any statistics, but as far as assists or goals per game, he's very high up there, so hoping he can produce well in this.
Comes in with some good pedigree out of Darien, Connecticut, one of the best programs in the country in high school lacrosse. Right now, he's sitting on the sidelines waiting. As inside shot goes wide, as some people slipping there. I think that was actually Staley who was on the shot there. He said he's not really afraid as a face-off guy. They do put a lot of emphasis on having a lot of depth on that midfield line. Staley does contribute on offense as well. Inside shot is wide, and you could see Josh Miovitz is coming down on those hands for Wake Forest on defense.
Yeah, Wake Forest is doing a great job of putting pressure on the ball carriers, getting in their hands, putting body on them, and disrupting their rhythm. And I think it's part of the reason why Coastal hasn't been able to score as well as they want to.
Shot inside is easily smothered there. Dylan Sass tried to get it, but Jack Church said no thank you. Unofficially, 6th save of the day here in this first half as this game has flown by. Church trying to find somebody open. He's trying to go to that deep corner, and a great pass down to Seidel. Wake led early, 1-0. That was the last time they led. We've got about 11 minutes to go here in the first half. There's Seidel again, and they'll work it back up to the top. Getting a run in here is Ben Klein. Klein, shot way wide. Nothing to worry about there for Patton. Seidel spins inside, trying to get that off, and Flinspat with a beautiful job against Seidel.
That was a great lift check to dislodge the ball.
And a flag on this ride here. Easy call, is getting roped around the neck a little bit there. Just one of the shot to clears. That's going to go against Declan Brady. And now it's a good chance to double up for Coastal. Behind the cage, shot that went off of Church. Ball's still loose. They're going to go again. They're catching him in a substitution. Shot on, hits the bar. Another rebound taken. Oh. What a wraparound there. That was Finn Sofield with a very unique play. And finally, play is stopped. I can't tell you how many sequences we just had there, but somehow Wake Forest didn't give up a goal.
I can't believe that. It's very rare you see an around the world shot, but that Jack Church was able to save that 5-hole is very impressive.
The Nova kid, Finn Sofield, showing off the moves there. Church did get a piece of it. but it'll be a hold against Declan Brady,
Goal number 14,
the
30
D-mid,
seconds.
so he'll take a seat. And again, Wake Forest survived the first one. Can they do it again here after Coastal, who's been a little bit sloppy so far on some of the passing, just basic on offense?
This is only a 30-second penalty, so you can expect Coastal to go right into their offense and not spinning around as much as they did before.
Oh, tough beginning to this as a missed opportunity and a pass, and another Coastal mistake on a man up.
I'm very impressed with these Wake Forest polls. They're doing a great job of disrupting the offense, and I think it's making it tough on Coastal to really get in that rhythm.
But they throw it away on the clear, so Coastal will have some time here to get it down the field. I guess the only saving grace was that the ball was on the other side of the midline. And another flag, just something you can't happen right there for Wake Forest. Just as they were getting out of a penalty, that happens. It looked like it was Patton Royal who's going to get called for it. Comes a shot, score! Matheson lined one up and buried it in the top corner, and it's 4-3.
Goal number 40 for Coastal, unassisted.
Looks like he used the Wake defender as a screen there. That's something that they're going to need to do if you want to beat Jack Church. He wasn't able to see the shot until it was already out of the offensive player's stick, and then went right past him.
Slashing penalty to boot, as well as Matheson, we talked about, has a really good shot. Missed the game earlier this year against UNCW, but he's a Baltimore kid. This is his third year starting for Coastal Carolina, and he brings a lot to the table in terms of leadership, but also in terms of talent and ability. As it's going to be a timeout coming up here for Wake Forest with 9:24 to go. Delicate time here for Brett Hewitt's crew not to get out of sync.
Yeah, I think they want to game plan and try to figure out what they're going to do on this face-off since it's going to be man down.
Another man down will be coming up in just a moment. We'll take a short commercial break. 4-3, Coastal Carolina is on top of Wake Forest here in the ALC Division II semifinals. Come on back. Back here in Lynchburg for the Division II ALC semifinals. Dan Zampano, Reagan Pritchett with you. Coastal Carolina on top of Wake Forest right now, 4-3, as the Chanticleers are going to be on a man up once again. They just scored on a man up possession. Tyler Matheson with a beautiful goal. Wake Forest going to have to sit again after a slashing penalty, and this time it's for a minute. So this could really put Wake Forest against the ropes. Gonna have to dig deep again. So far, Coastal 1 for 2 on these man-up possessions. But can't handle that pass. Loose ball inside, and looks like the Demon Deacons came out with it. So again, passing kind of being an issue here, especially on these man-up possessions for Coastal. It's kind of a simple process, but easier said than done, I guess you could say.
I'm not sure whether it's just the nerves or maybe it's an early morning game, but seems like they're not just in the zone yet, so hopefully they can turn it around. I think if they can get this passing, they have some really good rotation on the side, moving their crease guy out and getting open looks. I think if they can nail that passing down on man down or man up opportunities, they'll be able to have some more success.
Coastal has had the ball definitely for more time in possession. Wake Forest has capitalized on their opportunities. They just haven't had the ball as much, so that's where we stand at 4-3. Shot on, great shot, wow. Moving it right past is the freshman Andrew King, who does a great job there of taking a shot unassisted and just rolling down the alley. Another Baltimore product with a highlight reel goal.
Absolutely, Wake Forest attackman on that left side moved through the offense and cleared up that right alley. He had an open lane down. When he realized his hands were free and there was no one coming to him, just pulled it back and pure gas, topside.
Brett Hewitt calls King his hidden weapon. And He is hidden no longer. He has been found, and he finds a goal to tie this game. Product out of Boys Latin in Maryland. Showing his stuff off here on tournament weekend. It's good to have everybody here. I hope you join us all for the entire weekend. We have so many great games to show forth, as this game has already presented itself as a really good one. So there's another shot, and I'm pretty sure Patton got a piece of that as they'll reset the shot clock. His third save. We got Wake Forest and Coastal Carolina now. Charlotte and Appalachian State, who played to a 15-14 overtime thriller earlier this year, will be up next as the second of our Division II games. And then later today, Division I semifinals. Liberty, Virginia Tech, doesn't get any bigger than that in terms of rivalries in the MCLA. And then Tennessee and West Virginia, the overall #1 seed out of the Southern Division versus the Cinderella team in West Virginia, as Patton smothers that one with the chest protector and gets it back.
I think Coastal's going to push it here.
See if they can, and Ethan Haas did a nice job of stopping that fast break for Wake Forest, so Coastal will have to settle. You can hear Brett Hewitt pleading with his defense to communicate. So they've done a really good job of that so far. Caused a lot of turnovers and some unforced errors as well from Coastal. Ham out there trying to find an opening. Goes to his teammate and easily taken in there by Church as that shot, but stolen away by Ham. Ham shot wide. Jack Cahill was the one who had taken the previous shot. Here's Matheson. Tipped away. Sticks were up there for the Demon Deacons as they get another turnover. Keep it in. Bryce Declan. Seidel scores! On the fast break, and Wake Forest has their first lead again, or the third lead again, excuse me, going up 5-4.
It's not what you want to see if you're Coastal Carolina on defense. They had only two defenders back, uneven situation, and didn't go out to the ball carrier. Coaches always teach their defenses that the ball carrier's always most important, always got to cover the ball, so mental mistake there.
Absolutely, and mistake on both ends on the fast break, and then getting that pass deflected again. Wake Forest doing a nice job of keeping their sticks up. So team play coming there for the Demon Deacons. Seidel with his first of the afternoon. Going inside, long pole shot inside. Couldn't quite fit it in. Not sure if that went off the post or not, but it is picked up by the Demon Deacons. Seidel gets his 8th goal of the year on that last one as well. Coastal maybe going a little too fast on that last possession, you think?
I think so. I'm not sure if a defender came up to try and intercept a pass or something, or some sort of miscommunication on a sub.
Again, Guida trying to go back to that move. Come down the alley and spin off his defender. This time he's going to go inside, spins again, trying to get his hands free, cannot do it. That ball bounces off of one of his teammates. That's Bryce Devlin picking it up. Guida wanting to go back to that left hand, you can see it.
I would love to see Guida use that move to draw his defender, but then pass it right after. He's doing a really great job of getting the defense to move and opening up his teammates, and if he can move the ball, I think they'll be able to find some open shots.
Patton gets one save, but can't save that one. Seidel again, as Coastal was kind of caught in a ground ball situation. Nobody backside, and Seidel puts it home.
Assisted by number 13.
Here's the replay. As just coming back from X on the backside. Coastal out of position.
And those unsettled situations are really tough on a defense. All of a sudden you think you have the ball, you're going to be going down the other way, and then offense has it, you got to cover up your man, and great job by Wake just being in the right place at the right time.
Nate Seidel once again sending it home. Junior out of Lexington, Massachusetts, and there's another face-off win for Wake Forest. So Staley maybe not having as much of an impact as we might have previously thought. Where are we on face-off so far today, Reagan?
Coastal's currently up 7-4, so they still have the advantage, but not anywhere close to that 87% season average that they're used to.
Here comes Haas, ever dangerous. Got a shorty on him. Doesn't do anything with it. Well, Seidel, they seem to have put their best defender, Chris Flinspatch, on him, but he's found open areas the last two possessions for the Demon Deacons. Quick double, and Andrew King is swatted away by Chase Yoder. Says move that ball on, and he does.
He's a very dangerous player. You can tell how shifty he is, how easily he can change direction and trick his defender.
There's Haas trying to use his body. Fakes the backside pass. Round crease and just wide.
Only about 15 seconds left on the shot clock, so Wake Forest have to go fast if they want to get something here.
And we're now under 3 minutes left in the half. Big opportunities for both teams as Patton smothers that one at his feet, and a chance for Coastal to get this thing back to a one-goal game. Timeout coming from Coastal Carolina. So Reagan, right now from what we see in this game, it seems like Wake Forest has settled in. They've been a little bit more composed. What can Coastal do to kind of regain their composure?
I think Coastal's a team that likes to play fast. They have that run and gun mentality, but I think the best thing for them right now is actually to slow it down and get a few good offensive possessions going, get used to passing the sticks, passing their sticks around, and just settle down and keep their composure. And I think once they do that, maybe they can go back to their old style. They get used to their sticks, get that ball movement going. So I think that's the key to their success maybe in the second half.
Jack Church has been outstanding. Unofficially 8 saves so far today. How does Coastal kind of break that code? Is it just as simple as just passing and catching?
I think it's a ball movement as well. I think Church has had a lot of support from his defense. Their defense has been fantastic with getting in hands and pushing shooters out of the lanes, making sure that Jack sees shots that aren't just doorstep and super hard to save. So I think, yes, Jack's done a great job, and he's made some fantastic saves. And I think if Coastal wants to get past that, they need to focus on their ball movement and get not good shots, but great shots.
That's a great point. Good shots, not great shots. And we talked to the coaching staff a little bit over there. Matt Breslin is kind of not so settling for some just creative play. To play as a team, it's always been kind of the key, really a key for every team out there. But specifically when Coastal does it, they seem to be on. So now another opportunity and a chance is already out of the gate. Kind of a little dangerous pass. Coastal going to take Wake Forest defense out wide here. You can see them spreading it out. Still 47 seconds as we approach the 2-minute mark. Sass shot, and again, Church is there. They're trying to go low to him the last couple times, and he's taken care of it.
One thing I noticed is they don't add a lot of deception to their shots. They just go straight into the shot. I think they need to make some more moves, some more fakes to get Church off his line, off his position.
Owen Bishop stealing that one, stealing a possession, and now with 70 seconds, they can really take this clock really far down, but if they don't come away with a goal here, it could spell trouble heading into the second half.
Absolutely. We talked about it earlier that face-offs aren't as effective as they want to be. I think their face-off man, Dylan, is doing a really good job winning that clamp, but Wake Forest has a lot of pressure with their poles on the wings, and they're making it more of a ground ball battle than a draw battle. So
pass to the top. Sass breaks one, breaks two, can't break three, but it's kept alive. Shot, a beautiful save in front by Church, making another miraculous save right on the doorstep.
Might have been wrong earlier. I was talking about going for great shots, not good shots. That was a great shot and even better save.
In the middle, dangerous play. It's another turnover in the clearing game, letting Wake Forest down right now here in this final minute. Will Sass have another opportunity? Just bobbed and weaved his way through the entire defense on that last one. Ham will take it. Now they'll settle it. 20 seconds left. Ham, back to the right, shot wide. About 13 seconds left on the shot clock. On the game clock, excuse me. Inside pass, bounces, Matheson scores! Sometimes you'd rather be lucky than good. And Tyler Matheson had that one deflect right to him, and he's got a first half hat trick.
Sometimes just the way the ball bounces. Wake Forest did everything right there, covering their men, shutting off the feed inside, and just unlucky bounce right to the Coastal player.
With 4.8 on the clock, Coastal gets this to a one-goal game, and you never know with Dylan Staley if he can win this clamp and push it forward. It's going to have to be extremely quick.
You notice both the Wake wings are really down on the field. They know that Staley wants to win it forward, so.
And he does. That shot, again, through the goalpost on the other end with 0.6 on the clock here. Wake will just hold it. We'll go to halftime. There it is. Our halftime score. The number 1 seed, Wake Forest 6, Coastal Carolina 5, and we talked about it at the end of that half. Could be a momentum builder for Coastal, who has really struggled today on offense.
Absolutely. I think if they get similar results on.
And we'll come back here at the ALC tournament. Back here in Lynchburg for the ALC semifinals. It was a fun first half. Wake Forest on top 6-5. Tyler Matheson with a hat trick. Wake Forest has really taken advantage of their opportunities here in the second quarter and have a one-goal lead, Reagan.
I think one of the big factors here is going to be Jack Church, Wake Forest goalie. He's made some incredible saves right there. He's able to move along the goal really well. He's able to move along defenders. He's seeing all his shots. He's getting low to high saves. He's saving up high, down low, bounce shots. He's making cross crease saves. He's really done a great job of stymieing this potent Coastal offense.
Absolutely. He has, like we talked about, unofficially 10 saves for Jack Church. He is, without question, been the player of the game so far for Wake Forest. As we get down to the field for the beginning of the second half as we get underway. And you've been tracking the face-offs today. Coastal Carolina wins another one. Dylan Staley, we thought, would have a bigger impact. So far, it is not to be, because Coastal has done things like this. Turn the ball over when they have the ball deep in their possessions. Just some sloppy passes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think another important fact about the face-off is that it's 8-4 Coastal's way right now. And a lot of those wins for Wake Forest has been Dylan getting the clamp, but not being able to get the ground ball, because Wake Forest has done a great job of rushing, getting sticks on hands, putting a lot of pressure, getting out of the face-off, and then causing turnovers.
Inside pass, and that's just stolen away by Church, and the struggles continue for Coastal Carolina on offense. Coastal held to just 5 goals in that first half. So far this season, only twice have they been held to 10 goals or less. Once in the loss against against Charlotte, and in their win against Dayton, which was a huge win. And we haven't really talked about this much, but this is a huge game for the MCLA tournament implications, right? I mean, Wake Forest comes in here number 13, kind of a bubble team, as you would say, for the MCLA national tournament in Round Rock as that shot goes high. Coastal's ranked 7th, but like we talked about, some of their wins have been quite close.
Yeah, they've played against 3 ranked teams this year. Won 2, lost 1. Every single game has been a 1-goal game, very close. So you can tell that they compete well against high-level competition.
Those games have definitely been close, as they've had a lot of different things happen to them. The one loss they had was to Charlotte, who has been devastated by injuries this year, but have made it back here once again as a 1 seed. For Wake Forest, we've seen so far, do they feel like a national tournament team to you?
I think so. They've been playing just very solid lacrosse all around. Their defense is obviously great, puts a lot of pressure, and they have a great goalkeeper. Their offense moves the ball around really well. They really share the ball. So I think if they make it to the national tournament, hopefully they do, they'll have to see a lot of success there.
Very competitive today. All around the country, they'll be crowning champions of different conferences. The conference tournament winners get an automatic qualifier to the national tournament in Round Rock, Texas. Another good strip of the ball by these Wake Forest defensemen. But it's Matheson that comes out there. Miovitz has been smothering his opponent, as has Soper, trying to stay on that bottom hand, and he does.
That's another aspect of defense. Even if Coastal Carolina gets the ball back, the fact that they've knocked it out of their stick, they've put a lot of pressure on them, totally disrupts their rhythm, makes it hard for them to get back into the flow of their offense.
It was late into the shot clock. They had to get that one off, and Church shot all the way. But again, another risky pass in the middle of the field. Church is doing great on the saves. It's the clears that have been the problem. Sass inside, shot, save again there by Church. Didn't even matter if he didn't save it because Kyle McCall was in the crease. Wake Forest just desperate to get it over the midline, and they do, and finally can settle in here in the second half.
We've seen a little bit of everything from Wake Forest's offense today. Moving the ball around, getting some assists, unsettled plays and fast break or off a ground ball, and also some individual plays where they just beat their man one-on-one and go with the keeper.
Just 6 goals to show, but 4 different goal scorers for the Demon Deacons as Guida, playing with his defender, gets his hands free. And that is not a good strategy if you're Coastal, to let Mason Guida shoot on cage with his hands free to do what they want. He has another goal and a hat trick to boot today.
He did a great job on that initial dodge, drawing the slide. The slide came, he pulled it out, went again at that slide defender, managed to get top side with his hands free on his strong hand, and just went across the middle.
Great job there by Guida to shake off his defender, and Staley wins another faceoff. But at this point, the faceoff wins don't seem to be mattering much here for Coastal. They have to find a way to score. Matheson has been their guy today. 3 for him on the day. Kaminskis and Ham have 1 apiece, but nobody else has really gotten involved. Kaminskis trying to beat the short stick midi. Passes it on to McCall. Try to inside pass that was knocked down, and Church has it. And again, the Wake Forest defense has been the story of this game.
I think what's really hurt Coastal's offense is forcing things that might not be there. I think there's a lot of opportunities where guys are open for a split second, and they try to force the ball and create an opportunity, and they should just slow it down and look for the better one.
Bryce Devlin spinning around a few times, but Kyle Patton there for the save. Patton's had some good saves as well today, but has kind of been on his own a little bit, trying to make those saves.
Patton's done a great job of being his positioning, having his body in the right place at the right time, and able to make those close saves. He just hasn't been superhuman like Jack Church has.
Patton came into today, as that shot goes off a defender, 66% save percentage so far on the year for Patton. He may have to make another one here soon as Coastal turns it over again. Now, we're not tracking turnovers today here, Reagan, but imagine we're getting close to 30 around here, because it's been a little bit of a debauchery for Coastal's offense.
Coastal thrives on scoring, getting the face-off, and getting another possession, kind of playing make it, take it. But all those extra possessions you win on the face-off don't matter if they result in turnovers.
Wake Forest doing what they want to do, slowing it down. They talked about playing 6-on-6 lacrosse. Brett Hewitt talked about that coming into this game. It's just settling, playing the exact offense that they want to play. And they felt like they had an advantage, especially with this guy, Guida, who moves so quick, passes it on. No inside move coming, as Devlin was quickly smothered by the Coastal defense. They hold on to it. Inside quick, and pass was a little bit high for Cole Frank. Ball on the midline, offsides coming against the shot declares. (7-5), approaching 7.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. As much as Coastal has turned the ball over, they are nowhere near out of this game. If they can just get one stop and one goal, it is right back to it. As Kyle Patton almost just nonchalantly just steals that pass out of the air. Long pass and too high as Chase Yoder's kicking himself after another Coastal turnover.
Yeah, that's not the decision you want to make there when you're down 2. It's a tough pass across the field and 40 yards up. It's a lot better to just go for an easier one, maybe across field to his opposite wing side defender.
The patience just hasn't been there so far today for Coastal, especially since that second quarter began. But good defense gets another turnover for the Chants. Let's see if they can clean this clear up. And they do. Very nice job there. Neil Seminario receiving the final pass, and they'll get the subs on. Will Thomas Ham go? He will take a pass that got tipped, and it's gonna, I guess it didn't, according to the official. So again, we talked about Coastal going fast. That's kind of been their demise today.
Yep. It's in their DNA to push those opportunities, and it was good luck. It was an open man, but they haven't settled their offense and gotten to a rhythm yet. So those passes that they would usually make in those situations, they're not able to do today.
Matt Breslin searching for answers along that sideline, trying to figure out what the best way to go about settling his team down on offense is. Ethan Haas, right in the back of the net to extend the lead.
That's too easy if you're Coastal's defense there. Just took 2 steps and beat his man, and all of a sudden he was in the middle of the field 11 yards with his hands free, leaving your goalie, Kyle Patton, out to try.
21st goal of the year for Haas. They see him as kind of a second coach on the field, initiating the offense. They call him the initiator on the sidelines. He initiated himself there. Really good Dodger is Haas. A lot of power to his game. Feels like he's always kind of well-based, you know.
Absolutely. He's a smart player. You can tell he knows when to go, when not to go, when to pull it out or just move it along. He saw his opportunity there. He knew he had a chance on this man and got his hands free and took it.
5.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Coastal looking for any answers. A hot outside shot is saved by Church. Pass. Wow, that was a good shot on Cage. They bounced it, but Church again there. And man, oh man, I mean, I don't know if you could say enough about the way Jack Church has played today. He's a New York City kid, went to the Taft School in Connecticut, playing in one of the better prep leagues in New England, and just makes ridiculous saves. He was talked about last year, Brett Hewitt kind of talked about him and his mentality going into that game is that one goes off the post, doesn't matter, in the crease for Devlin. But he talked about him last year. They announced the all-conference players right before their game last year, and he got honorable mention. He said that might have mentally played a game with him where he just didn't have a good game last year against Coastal. He has certainly turned that around today, proving he's one of the best goaltenders, not just in the conference, but maybe in the country.
Absolutely. That last possession for Coastal was something that you wanted. You drew the slide. You found the open man. He had a hands-free shot, and it was a great shot high and a bouncer and going back up, and just Church saw it all the way. So hopefully they can get more possessions like that and finally get one past him.
He has been the bailout king today for the Demon Deacons. Number 13 in goal. Shot again, jump shot. Again off the shin of Church. And Wake Forest able to get it across the line. Mitch Coop, junior from Wolfboro, New Hampshire, able to put it past. Reynolds fakes a shot, takes one. Patton's there for it.
You notice on that save there, Patton's 3-4 feet in front of the goal.
Uh-oh. Patton was in front of the goal, but gave it up. Shot, score! And after a great save by Patton, just a crucial mistake by him behind the cage, gets Wake Forest another goal. Timeout. Coastal Carolina. They're in desperation mode now, down 4 goals with 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. We will come on back here to the ALC tournament in just a second. 9-5, Wake Forest on top. Back here in Lynchburg as Wake Forest has put a stranglehold on their lead, 9-5, after Logan Reynolds able to turn Kyle Patton over behind the cage and get a goal. And with that goal, Reynolds is on the doorstep of a 50-point season. One more assist or goal, and he'll have it. Stuck on 49 so far as Wake wins the face, but Chase Yoder there again to get the turnover, but he's turned right back over by Andrew King. Oh, and Yoder just went down. Not good, as Chase Yoder trying to attempt that check went down, and now he is up. That is a very good sign. Limping off the field under his own power, but
looks like he was holding the back of his leg there. It might be something with his hamstring, but he's able to get up and walk off. It doesn't seem like it's too bad of an injury.
If it's a cramp in a hamstring, that would be the best of a bad situation. Yoder has played a good game today. He's forced a lot of turnovers. just been playing a lot, especially in the second half. Wake Forest has played a lot of offense. Flipped this game around. Shot goes wide from Seidel as once again Wake spreading the Coastal defense out.
Might be because one of their top defensive players just came out, didn't have a good matchup. That was a dangerous opportunity.
Coastal Carolina, normally a very energetic team. They're very loud. The beach party vibe. That's how they kind of describe themselves. But Coach Brett Hewitt said something. He said, we cannot lose our composure because once we kind of hit them in the mouth, that energy and excitement tends to turn on Coastal. That was part of their strategy. Patton gets another save, but it bounces all the way back out to Seidel. So far, a lot of silence on that teal sideline.
I think Wake Forest is going to slow it down here with a reset on the shot clock. They can run it down to almost the end of the quarter.
Fake the shot, but it's going to be a legal procedure anyway. And how about Owen Bishop on defense right there for the shots?
Great check, great positioning. He kept his man in front of him and just kept getting on his hands. Ended up getting a clean check on the stick and caused a turnover.
Somebody we have not heard from much today is Chris Orton. He has been held scoreless and is one of the top players in the country. They have absolutely locked him off today. Are you surprised by that?
Yes, absolutely. I think this whole Coastal offense has been shut down on a pretty high level so far.
The defense is smothering here as a big hit came and a flag is down. Let's see what the call is here. It is going to be man down for Wake Forest. As Kevin Powell will come over and give us the call. See exactly what it is here. This is Tom Lang, field judge. Looks like a 30-second push coming up here. There's Tom. So a good opportunity here for Coastal Carolina to get it going. And if they can get number 21, Chris Orton, going, that could change the whole momentum of this game. So far, he has been silenced. There he is. Finds a man down low, but Sass could not handle it. There's a hold against Wake Forest. They'll reset the shot clock. 16 seconds left in this third quarter. Coastal in desperate need for a goal before the quarter is out. Matheson inside, nobody there. And Wake Forest is not going to kill this penalty. Actually, it will be killed as the quarter winds down. It's all Demon Deacons. They haven't won a playoff game since 2018 in the SELC Division II tournament. They are 15 minutes away from the finals of the ALC tournament. Fourth quarter about to get set underway. Wake Forest is 15 minutes away from their first trip ever to the ALC finals tomorrow. Dylan Staley wins the face for Coastal Carolina. They have been pretty sloppy, honestly, so far on offense here in the second half. 9-5 is the score. They have been shut out in the second half by this vaunted Wake Forest defense, led by their goaltender, Jack Church, who has stood on his head today. Here's Chris Orton. he's been shut out as well, one of the best players in the country. Looking for some teammate, again a loose pass. The GB battles have also been won by Wake Forest. This one's won by Coastal. Inside Kaminskis, and another great shot. Tough angle there for Kaminskis, and a save by Church.
Church did a great job of hugging the pipe there, covering up as much of the goal as possible, and then saw the offensive guy was going low and smothered it. Wake Forest has done a great job of making their game plan and sticking to it, slowing down possession, and maybe not there, but
I was going to say, Guida looked like he was either going to go for it or get caught in the wash, and he did the latter. But again, Coastal is not able to handle on these clears. Oh, nice little sneaky good play there from Grayson Soper to keep that ball alive. And now Wake gonna get their offense back in here. Wake Forest just settling. They have squeezed down this Coastal offense by having the ball for long possessions and trusting that vaunted defense. Josh Miovitz, Graham Whaley, Grayson Soper, and others have all been outstanding, but it's been Jack Church, the backbone of this team, that has led Wake Forest here, proving why he's one of the greats for this program. 64% save percentage coming in. Wasn't the highest, but he has certainly showed up in the biggest of moments. Kyle Patton's been solid as well. But Wake has just found more times getting in the net than Coastal has. That time, good defense by some of the defensive midfielders. Dylan Harris doing a nice job on Seidel. Well, if they're going to get back in this game, it's got to be now. How quickly does it start to get desperation time? Obviously, they're down by 4 goals with 12 minutes to go, but, I mean, what do they have to implement some different strategy here to be able to crack the code?
I think they just need to get a solid possession where they're able to pass the ball around a few times, everyone gets a touch, and then, like I said earlier, not settle for a good shot, but a great shot. I think if they can slow down and get that opportunity.
In the crease again. Doesn't happen for him. Sass tried to make something happen. Wake comes back with it.
Carolina's offense seems really stagnant right now. There's a lot of one-on-one dodges, not a lot of ball movement. They're not moving the defense and trying to get an open the ball around to an open player, but trying to create their own shot, and I don't think it's doing well for them.
Brett Hewitt is happy to let Thomas Harwell just settle down on that clear. Oh, beautiful fake jump shot. Oh, and a good save, even better for Patton. Tough angle there, but pretty as a picture was Logan Reynolds. What a creative player he is.
We've seen that a few times from him today, throwing that either a fake pass or fake shot, and it's worked out well for him.
Call that one the Chicago Cha-Cha for him back home. Here he is again. Fakes a pass this time. This time gets a better angle and scores. Logan Reynolds, the hat trick. And Logan Reynolds now hits 50 points on the year. Couldn't have come at a better time here in the 4th quarter of the ALC semifinals.
Absolutely. He did a great job of bringing his defender low, rolling back to his strong side, and being able to use his body and take that contact to get in the middle, and then kind of ate the contact on that shot. Went straight high to low. That's really hard. That's a really hard shot for Kyle Patton to track.
And with that goal, Coastal's chances get squeezed ever so tightly And you mentioned it. You think Coastal, you think they probably make the MCLA tournament, one-loss team in the regular season. They'll have 2 losses, some good wins over Dayton and other teams. You think they're still primed for an MCLA tournament berth?
I would say so, yes. Their only losses are to 2 really good teams in Wake and UNC Charlotte. They've beaten some ranked teams, and having that kind of record into the season helps that they're ranked 7 overall right now. I think if they lose here, it would certainly hurt their seeding. They probably wouldn't be able to get a top 8 seed, so they would play a tough opponent in the first round, but I still think they would be able to go to nationals.
They have never been to the national tournament, Coastal Carolina. They cannot figure this one out and come back as Patton makes another save. They'll be hoping for an at-large bid from the committee. We'll be making those determinations tomorrow. Big hit is going to cause a penalty. There's Cole Frank laid the wood, but way too high.
Yeah, this might be Coastal's opportunity. Almost certain this will be locked in since it was contact to the head. There's a good chance that this could be 2 minutes.
Here comes the penalty. So there's 2 minutes. Well, if you want to come back, there's no better time to start.
And this is a locked-in penalty, so if they score, the man stays in the box. With a top face-off man like Staley, that's just make it, take it. If they get their offense going here, you could see them getting 2-3 goals out of this possession and cutting down that lead.
See if they can start it. A wide box for the Wake Forest defense. Now Coastal start the cutting motions and try to squeeze them down. Matheson gets it back around the cage. McCall. Already 40 seconds taken off. Cross pass there to Matheson, gets back to him and finds it through the wickets. It took a lot for that ball to get to Matheson. It took even more to get it past Church, but he does.
That's the second goal like that we've seen from him today, where it's a loose ball play on that right wing. He's able to pick up the ground ball and get a shot off right away. I think he saved their possession and potentially the game for them with that play.
Lead is down to 4. So Matheson with his 4th of the day has been the only bright spot really offensively for the shots, and they're going to need Dylan Staley more than ever here to win these faceoffs. Ball is loose, and Dylan Sass comes up with it. So maybe another quick one here, and all of a sudden the game has changed. Quickly the subs are on.
What I'd like to see from Coastal's offense here is to spread out a little bit more. They were in each other's space a lot in that last possession. It made it easier for the defenders to cover them.
Quick shot is wide. Orton finally taken one. Inside opportunity, good trail check there by the defender, but it's picked up again. Matheson has it, shot off the side of the net. And Church bailed out by the side. Matheson just not a great angle there. Good hit, but can't knock it out of the stick. As, oh man, Graham Whaley took a shot to the ribs right there from Jack Cahill. And the referee has not stopped play, and now he does. As training staff will come out to tend to Graham Whaley, who's been outstanding today. Young man out of Marietta, Georgia. He's played so well with his teammates, that whole defense. LSM, yes, he takes a shot, but he's up You can tell it's never fun to take one to the chops like he just did.
A lot of times when you get hit in the gut or chest there, you can get the wind knocked out of you. It's hard to breathe. And in the moment, as a player, it feels a lot worse than it actually is. So I'm glad to see him be able to get up and walk off the field.
We'll hope for his health to be in good service. We're also seeing some of the other teams start to warm up. Charlotte is on the Wake Forest end where Jack Church is, and down on the end where the ball currently is, Appalachian State. Both teams watching and waiting in our next semifinal. Here with you. Winner of this game gets the winner of that game. We know that game was a doozy just a few weeks ago. Charlotte came out on top, 15-14 in overtime. So make sure you tune in, because App State will have some revenge on the mind in a couple of different senses. We'll get into it when that game begins.
I think Wake Forest is in stall time right now. They want to use up this whole shot clock and as much clock as possible.
Shot inside Reynolds, saved by Patton. Fast break, knocked away, but that's going to be a loose ball push.
Patton does a great job of bailing out the defense there. He makes a doorstop save, and unfortunately they can't clear it.
Something the Shots cannot afford with 6.5 minutes to go. Guida. Oh, good defense. There, good check. That stick Andrew Macchio, the LSM, but again, ground ball battle, something we really haven't talked about. Wake Forest has really done a nice job there.
Absolutely. They make even if they don't have a good shot at ground ball, they make Coastal have to work for it every single time.
Huge shot goes wide over the net. One of the key things about that ground ball was the shot clock there was down to 10 seconds. Then get a reset of that. So over 2 minutes of gameplay, it's possible that Wake Forest can just waste. That one knocked down. Guida trying to handle it, and he does. 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Move it down one more.
Haas, Hezzy, but gets it stripped, and that's going to result in a shot clock violation. Got to move it down. You wonder if a timeout might be coming here down the way from Coach Breslin just to get it settled so that they can get a possession that's quality, especially with such little time left. Doesn't look like they're going to do it. They're going to ride with this run and gun situation. Just one goal in the second half for Coastal Carolina. It's been all about that defense and the goaltending for Wake Forest. Shot, score! It's Kaminskis again, trying to get the boys going. He puts one home.
22, unassisted.
We saw a similar goal like that from Andrew King, number 88 at Wake Forest, where the whole offense cleared out that right alley, went down and just one with the keeper. Now Kaminskis dodging on Andrew King for that goal from Coastal Carolina.
Gets one back for him. All comes back down to Staley, and he wins it.
You're never out of the game with someone like Staley.
4.5 minutes, 3-goal game. Does Coastal have a run in them to get this game to overtime? And you can see Coach Breslin pacing on the sideline saying, we got to go on subs. Sass waiting for Finn Sofield to come on, and they do. Sofield, big rip shot. Wow, that one was from way out. And Finn Sofield with a thunderbolt. the Northern Virginia kid, getting Coastal down to a 2-goal game.
Not what you want if you're Wake Forest. Defensive midi was way too in. Even if you have a goalie like Jack Church and Cage, you can't let a guy get a step down from 15. He was able to recognize that, and I think he might have partially used his defender as a screen too.
The energy is back on the sideline for Coastal, and now Dylan Staley becomes that much more critical. Wins the clamp. Beautiful job of pushing that out to his wingman. And now, quickly, Coastal will get some substitutions as we're under 4 minutes. All of a sudden, after a dormancy of offense, Coastal has come alive here in the fourth. Ham, Kaminskis. Shot, post it, note. Church thanking his lucky stars after that heater.
That fake there got me as well. I was looking at the goal and realized offensive player still had the ball.
Sass inside. Stripped. Oh, and referees will stop it.
Might have been in the crease there.
Yeah, that looks like that's what it's going to be. Sass landing in the crease. Well, when do you start thinking about doubling the ball here, Reagan?
I think you might have some more time, maybe a minute and a half, minute left. They can trust their face-off man, Staley, to get them possession if they score a goal. If it's still 10-8 with a minute and a half left, I think Coastal might have to try doubling.
A crucial turnover. Miovitz not able to handle. Numbers for Coastal. Matheson from his knees. Back to Orton. Wide. Who was there? Church dove out and got the end line.
Unsung hero on that play, number 88, Andrew King, with the ball right now. He hustled all the way from the midline to get back in and make it go from uneven situation to an even situation.
Huge play by King. And he buries right through his defender. King composed for a freshman. As Romanoff was trying to get him to lose possession there. Guida with a nice catch, by the way, on that possession. Switches hands, dodges again, another switch. Patton saves it.
I don't know if that's the move there.
Patton today 13 saves as well, by the way.
You can see now they're trying to settle, slow it down, maybe take another 20 seconds off this shot clock.
Reynolds, the ever so dangerous, shifty midfielder. Guida has his hands free. Back to Haas. That was deflected off a defender and in. And a huge goal with a minute 45 to go. Patton had a good look at it, but when the ball deflects in the air, it makes it that much harder.
That's exactly what Wake Forest wanted. Guida dodging down the alley, beating his man, drawing a slide, then moving it to the inside. Managed to shave off a lot of clock there and then get a good shot inside.
And a timeout from Wake Forest as Coach Hewitt can smell it. An 11-8 lead with 1:45 to go in this game. And Reagan, as you look forward now to this final minute 45, what does Coastal have to do to get possession here? Obviously, they have to win the face, but on offense, what are they drawing up to beat this defense?
It's tough. They've thrown a lot of things at them today, and defense has just been able to stop it. I think I want to see some more movement inside from them. I think that would be very helpful. They've had a lot of one-on-one moves that, even if they can beat their guy, they've taken the shot right away. I would like to see them draw a slide and then move it to the backside. And even if they're not open right away, hopefully they can dodge right on the recovery man and get multiple dodges and looks before they actually finally take a shot.
Haas with a big goal there right at the end, his second goal of the day. He had a great game last year against Coastal. 3 goals and an assist in a loss, but Wake Forest looking to finally put those Demons to bed after losing the last 2 years in this very semifinal to this very team. Who's going to come up with it? Comes a push, and it's going Wake's way. You can see fired up coming off the field is Joey Sigler, the Houston native and the freshman. And now you can imagine Coastal's going to start maybe deploying some double teams here with 1.5 minutes to go, down 3.
Well, it was a smart decision there. I think they had numbers and opportunity to push the cage, but decided to just pull it out and try and milk as much clock as they can.
Patton really can't come out of the cage right now. It's too dangerous. Coastal just playing this like a regular possession.
Yeah, I think they want to try and put some more pressure on the offensive player. They really need a turnover here if they want a chance to win this one.
1 minute away for the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Can they hold on for one more to make it to the finals tomorrow? They haven't won a playoff game since the 2018 SELC D2 quarterfinals. They won that game against Florida Atlantic. So 6 years in the making for a shot at a title and an automatic qualifier to the MCLA tournament in Round Rock, Texas. Inside, shot wide. And the shot clock is down to 1 second. 20 seconds. Remember, this team lost 8 key contributors off their team from last year, including their top 2 point getters in Luke Valentino and Dan Clifford. But now, Wake Forest, as Brett Hewitt, is going to take one more timeout to settle this situation with 19 seconds to go. As this team, who has come from the depths, they've had a lot of injuries this year, including Guida, who hasn't been there for them. He's just coming back off injuries. Again, what must it feel like for them after the 2 years of heartbreak to be able to finally get this done, and 6 years in the making from a playoff win? That's huge for a program.
Absolutely, especially for the older players, seniors and juniors, who feel like their season's always been ended by one team. It just feels like a wall you can't overcome, and when you finally do, it just feels like a weight off your back. You feel like you can take on the world. And I think this will be great for this team and the confidence in this team, and hopefully they can carry that into tomorrow and in the national tournament as well.
And one of the other things we've barely even mentioned, but 5 of their top 6 point getters are freshmen and sophomores. So this is not the end, clearly. Obviously going on to tomorrow and possibly to nationals. But this is not the end for Wake Forest in terms of this year. They have a bright future ahead of them.
Yeah, looking at the numbers, I think they have about 65 guys on their roster. 30 of those are freshmen and 15 sophomores. Wow. So you can see them have a lot of long-term success in the years to come.
Tossing it up. And with 14 seconds, Coastal will desperation heave. It's been 6 years for the Demon Deacons, but they can finally say, we'll be playing for a title. Wake Forest is going to the ALC Finals tomorrow, right here at Lynchburg City Stadium.